Hello everyone, and thanks for joining in. Today we got a bit delivered on the promise of the new year. I have started to work on the Genesis 2 base male model. A word of info here: I wanted to do a full set, but due to stuff that happened out of my 3D work, I have to currently put this project on hold because I got something else I want to finish rather soon, which is Genesis 2 female again. I made a shirt for Genesis 2 male this time. As you can see, I've started with the already finished full body suit, or mostly full body suit. It doesn't cover the whole legs yet. Currently I'm doing the UV map. And it's a really basic one because it's just a simple colored shirt anyway. What is interesting, or what is to note, is that I have to redo the shoulders. You will see this in a minute when I work on some details. But and I'm not going into any details in this video actually, because this is due to work. This is rather last minute and still the 2021 video style. But I hope to give you more interesting videos soon. As you can see, I'm doing the lace on the front next. And what is to note is that the lace has a lot of different moves. And it goes over the center point. So this everything is mirrored in the middle. You can see the symmetry is on, which means that I have to split the move sets in between. You can see that I reselect the edges after I cross the middle with this, because of how the how hexagon works with this. Because if I just move it again, he mirrors the original movement style. So basically he inverts the controls of the edges that I want to move, and by reselecting them I basically trick the program and can work with uninverted controls here. Also, you can see that I do quite a few steps in between. This is just to give the whole thing additional stability, basically. So when I smooth it down, that it doesn't curve too hard and curves out of the rings. This has happened in some points. So in the end, at the render, you will most likely be able to see some clipping. But this is only a little bit in the end, and only if you watch really closely and find it fast enough in the 7 seconds of the render. I actually don't have a full person render here, but I just have the thumbnail again. Sorry for that, but I didn't have the extra time with work and everything to do another render. So there is actually not a public render at this point and on this weekend. I'm sorry, but I promise to do better in the future. As you can see, smoothing down the first I thickened the lace, and then I smoothed it down, and by smoothing it, it just moved some points, I don't know, anywhere. I have no idea why this happens. This is something that I encounter every now and then. It's not really that often, it's not really that big, but it takes just some time to clean up. And yeah, it's basically a little bit of guesswork where the points that are mismatched and mismoved are. Yeah, next thing is right now there's a lot of clipping with the lace itself. So basically, since it's completely mirrored, it's clipping with itself on every on every crossing. So I removed the symmetry, and right now I'm just making sure that it doesn't clip with itself, but rather that you have a clear idea of what is in front of and what is in the back of the laces. I mean, there's still some very, very minor clipping, but this is way too small to be visible in the render actually. So this is basically stuff that is pixel size, depending on how big I render, but this is basically so small you can't really see it. So there are actually some things you can just let go at this point and say, okay, good, okay, there will be some clipping, there will be some issues, but it's nothing people will see. With hair, I usually have clipping because I start the hair in the head, so there's always clipping, and it works just fine because, well, hair grows out of the head. Yeah, back to this, you can see I'm working on the maps here. And yeah, this is the texture map of the shirt, and I basically chose to go with the horizontal edges first. Yeah, I had to restart at this point because I at the very beginning I tessellated the few edges on the few faces on the front where the wings are went, and this means that in the UV map building, what I'm doing right now, there's some things that I have to move a lot by hand, or I thought I had to move them by hand. In retrospect, as usual, there would have been a very much easier way, because I could have just moved into front view and selected the edges with the selection tool. But actually what I'm doing right now, so I basically got this idea midway and was like, okay, why didn't I do this sooner? Yeah, but I could have also done this easily with the extra edges and worked a bit faster. The holes for the arms are actually another thing that I have to work around, which is not hard. It's relatively easy. It just takes time. So it's basically doing the UV maps is not that complex in most cases. It's just very time consuming. And here you can see that the shoulders still need work, because they're basically just instead of a normal grid with four-cornered edges with standard edges, standard faces, I have some really weird triangles, which you can basically see right now, and this is an area I will remove in I will rework in the full body. So the next time I'm doing a top for Genesis 2 male, I can just adjust the UV map easier. So it's easier, it's clearer, it's moving better around the body. It's a little bit smoother and a little bit more on the body, so I can work with it better. Yeah. Yeah, at this point I already switched way into the into the vertical elements here. and you can see the shoulders are a bit messy. And this actually takes a lot of this had taken some extra time to work out, because I had to see what lines were crossing which ones and how to untangle all this. So untangling the UV map at this point is really handy work, and you can it's really handy. So it's manual work, it's manual labor. You can't do this with some clever trick, I think. I mean, there will probably are tricks, but I haven't found them yet. And as you can see, it's asymmetrical, which is a problem, but I still haven't found a way to convince Hexagon to make the UV maps completely symmetrical, unless I use some really weird tricks and stuff, and I'm not quite there yet. But there's some tricks to it. Yeah, this is an area where you can see I have to rework it. There's a lot of faults, so I have some ideas, or a very simple idea how I want to do that, but it's nothing for this evening. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope I could show you something interesting. Stay healthy. I hope I see you tomorrow on the live stream, and if not, I see you someone else. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.